Good morning and happy vlogtober day 6. It is just the perfect gray day, and if you're new to my channel, I love gray days, and there's just something so magical and cozy about a gray rainy day in the fall. It just makes me want to have that comfortable blanket, sit by a window, drink all my coffee or hot tea, and just knit and snuggle down for the snugglicious day. They're wonderful. I love gray days. But before we get into me showing you my Stephen West progress, let me just go ahead and put up a spoiler warning. I will put some timestamps down below on any of the days that I show my process. That way, if you are doing the mystery knit along and you do not want to have your mystery spoiled, you can still watch these videos and you can just look down and click those timestamps and skip that part. So this is your warning. I wanted to show you where I was on my West Knits knit along as far as what I did yesterday. I didn't even want to start on it this morning until I showed you what I did yesterday. That's how much I love you guys. We have to talk. So if you've not downloaded your pattern yet, you may want to really pay attention to what I'm about to say. There has been a new revision. So when the pattern originally came out yesterday, and I didn't want to talk about it that much yesterday because it was day 1 of the pattern release, but people started making it, and some people thought that the middle center first clue resembled a swastika, which is bad. You know, it's a bad part of history. I honestly think it looks like a pinwheel or a Celtic knot, but Stephen listened to the people and he put out a second version of Clue 1 yesterday, which is kind of like a growing square. Less cutting of the yarn, a little bit more beginner friendly. You know, it's cool. And then today, this morning, I noticed I got an email earlier that said that this has been completely revised. So the first pinwheel version, if you haven't downloaded your pattern yet and you click update, you're not even going to get the instructions to make the pinwheel. Like, it's just going to be gone. Poof. Gone. If you want to make the pinwheel version, you need to print off before updating the pattern or save that to a separate file before you update your pattern. The last time I checked, the video for the first part, the pinwheel, was still up on YouTube. I don't know if he's going to take that down as well. You can download that and save it to watch it later. And the way you do that, if you look below the video, there's a little thing that says download. You click that, it'll download the whole video to whatever device you're on, and you can watch it later. I think it's kind of sad that people who are coming in later, who may want to make the pinwheel version, are no longer going to have access to that part of the pattern. Because now it's just the second revision, and then the one that you put out today, which is basically like a square knitting around. It looks like a barn raising square. I've showed them on my channel, but you start in the center and it just grows into a square, and it's just knitting around. They are very beginner friendly and they're fun to make, but it doesn't have that wow geometric design as the pinwheel did. And I understand. I mean, I completely think he handled it completely with grace, and he handled it in a very fast and efficient manner, but it's just kind of sad. You know, somebody wanted to come in and make the pinwheel and now they don't have access to those directions. I think it's just been one of those things that just happens. However, he got that stuff out fast, and I love that he listened to the feedback the community gave him and he took swift and immediate action. And I think that says a lot about him as a designer, which is pretty awesome. But now, back to the show. I did get some knitting done last night, but like I said, I actually was in bed by like 7. It was so wonderful. I sat there for a while and looked through the Ravelry pages at people's ideas. I still see it as a pinwheel, which is prominent in Dutch history and textiles. You know, they have all the windmills, and so I kind of want to stick to that. So I was looking at different ways how people are going to try to give it that same look and help carry out Stephen's original thought, but in a way that won't resemble the negative thing that some people are seeing when they look at it. Well, so what I've elected to do is in that second section, I'm just gonna bring in my backup dancer and just do all one color. And I think it's gonna work. I'm hoping it's gonna work. But I think I have enough contrast that it doesn't look just like the pumpkin. It's lighter. And I think it's really gonna framework this pinwheel design. I'm hoping so anyways. And if it doesn't, you know, it's not gonna really matter. It's just knitting. I think it's still gonna look nice. And that way I can still utilize this 5th yarn for my shawl, which is what I bought it for. So I'm kind of excited to be able to use it. But that is how much I did yesterday. Nothing major, I know. So before I head in tonight, I want to show you what I've got done. I do have 2 more rows of section 2 to do to mine, but look at it. I really like the Chinese lantern. I think it's enough contrast that it's going to be really pretty and make my pinwheel pop. And I love that it has slight hints of the colors of my 4 main colors. I really plan on working in it this morning out here, and then I think my husband wants to work on the walls in the shed today and tomorrow and finish up the drywall. I would love some input for those who watched yesterday's episode. What do you think I should do for the ceiling? Painting, obviously, and mudding the drywall is going to be the cheapest option to do. It's not going to be the easiest though, because there's some decent sized cracks. If you've ever had to mud drywall, sheetrock, whatever you want to call it, you know that it is a pretty labor intensive job. A lot of people who get these pre-built sheds and turn them into tiny homes or offices often contract that out because it's just that horrible. And I'm like, no, I need to save that money. So I'm going to do it. I am going to be enlisting my parents. They keep you know, telling me, hey, let us help you. Okay. As for today, I'm going to try to get as much knitting done. Most of my knitting is honestly done on the weekend. I would love for it to be done in the week, but it's just almost impossible with homeschool, caretaking, and all the other things. I have to figure out my walkthrough, and I'm going to have to go find some thin plywood for that. So I'm going to have to go digging in the barn, which is a very scary place. I hate the barn. There is like this big rat snake that lives there. And we have beef. He's actually a good snake. I'm not scared of him, but he likes to scare me. So I don't really like going out there.